everyone. I usually don't talk on these videos and I won't be doing this much or at all, unless I feel comfortable or really think that that would be a better direction to go. But this is just a quick video on Signal Simulator here. Thought I'd make this. I've seen a few videos out there explaining or showing how to like scan for signals, find the signals, and like the whole thing. I don't know if you've noticed or watched my videos and wondered how the hell I'm finding this stuff so fast, like the signals and whatnot. Thought I'd show really briefly before I start up part 4 or any other things, just what I do and why I do it and my understanding of how I figure this out, at least how I understand it. It's pretty simple once you understand it. Just scan, like, I mean, obviously this part's gonna make sense. It's the part I'm guessing that people have trouble with is the azimuth and elevation, and that is what I'm going to show in a second. It's very simple. A lot of people, I don't know, like, I haven't seen anyone describe doing the way I do it. I've seen other people calculate it and do all this other stuff. I have a very, I don't know, the way I figured out to do it myself anyway. Stage is just going to find a band for the way it's a low high band. Well, I'd say low high band. Exit that. I mean, you can go as fast as you want with this. It doesn't matter if you go past it, you can always go back. I mean, it's quick, it's effective, you just hold the button and just keep going. And then, yep, got it. Got your signal, turn this on. Alright, now within the first 5 you get, I usually go for like the lowest number, so for example like 173, and then I got 12, so you know, turn this on, 1, 7, 3, and 12. Those small numbers are in there. The idea that I do anyway is, I know you've got this average, and it's always recommended to go for the average, because that's probably where the answer is, right? I found that if you go for the lowest number, or just under the lowest number, and you just basically scan through the frequencies all the way up to 10, whatever the hell it is on the max, until you get there, you're fine. I wouldn't recommend doing it in one go, like sweeping through it in one big sweep, you'll miss it probably, but you can move this, I don't know, I think it's about like 2 degrees angle each time, and you should get pretty close to these whilst doing that. Now, 73. See, as I'm going down the numbers right now, it's not showing up, because the thing is, even if you're going through the number where it is, you're going through it too fast. So, once everything's in a stable position too, it's a lot easier to find the signal for either the azimuth or the elevation, because you've got the minimum on both, you're closer to those numbers, so when you scroll through them on either one, the azimuth or the elevation, you're more likely to run into the signal scrolling it up than you are on anything else or going through it in general while it's scrolling through the settings. And sometimes I've even accidentally just hit the number by going for the lowest number sometimes. I never recommend going for the max number and scrolling down. I mean, you can, it works either way, but generally, I think lowest is best going up to max, because the average is usually actually closer to the lower end than the higher end sometimes, even though this is supposed to be the direct middle number in between. Also, apologies, I don't really edit a lot of this, so... Well, I don't edit it for one of 2 or 3 reasons, but the reason I don't edit it particularly is I like people to have everything, all successes, failures, bits and pieces, whether I stuff something up, say things the wrong way, whatever, doesn't matter. Just get everything raw, the way it's meant to be, unedited, unadulterated, whatever the hell. For Besides, I feel like you can skip through this if you don't care. If you don't want this piece of information, that piece of information, just skip past the information. I'd rather include it and you not want it, need it, just skip past it, than not put it in here and then you want it or need it later on, and then in the comment section or some other thing you're like, oh, that still didn't answer it for me, that didn't give me blah 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 blah. Well, it's like, well, in depth gives you as many answers as I could possibly give, and you can always go back over it and try and find, pick and choose what you need, if you need any of this at all. Alright, so about there now. 173, alright. And now what we just do, I like to do it just one digit at a time, if possible. It's pretty efficient too, like, it's a bit annoying, but the thing is, it is quite fast. All things considered. It's going to be faster than you trying to calculate numbers or figure out some mathematical equation or do some other thing. You don't need to. The computer does that part of the work for you for the most part. You just have to kind of like sit here and scroll through this. And it'll take you no more than like 3 or 4 minutes depending on how fast you're going. Maybe not even. Also depends on how lucky you are to where the number is. Scroll at about 6. One more. There we go. And now the azimuth. The elevation, sorry. Just making sure the number was in. Yep. More. The number changed as I was doing this. As you can see, it can be a little tedious or whatever, but this is much more effective than, you know, people always say in these videos. I've seen a few videos where they say calculate this, calculate that, you need to find the mean, median, you know, go for the middle, blah, 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 blah. You do that, you'll be here all day. You do what I do right here. You see how quick I found the signal. Also, if you get these closer to the green, you'll notice in the top left, you get more credits. So if you just use the smaller thing and filter it down, you'll get there. Fun things about this. Also, if you just type in help on that, it'll give you all the commands, and then you just type in whatever you need. And realistically, the only commands you need is like diagnostics, status, reboot all, reboot in general, transmission if you want to send a transmission if you even can, a few things like that. Alright, that's fixed. Yeah, and that's pretty much all you need. It can seem overwhelming until you realize how much it really isn't. You only need to remember like 2 or 3 things, and you can always just type up help, get those things. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video here. Hope this helped in some kind of way. Part 4 will be up soon. This is just a quick little thing I thought I'd do. Hopefully it'll come in handy, maybe.